They got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression, it's all that I wanted. The phone and affection, I summon and dub it. Cause they got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression, it's all that I wanted. The phone and affection, I summon and dub it. Why you be all on my line about nothing? Why won't you go get you a...
Y'all know what time it is. We haven't done this in a while. It's like now you can tell it's football season, folks. Y'all can tell it's football season. Now we got recap shows whenever, and that's what's dope. You're listening to the Urban Sports, and I'm Wole. And again, this is the recap show, Commanders recap show. What went down on Friday. But joining me is Bowie TV's Commanders beat reporter Candi Waller. And let me also say this is a joint thing. You know, it's Bowie TV Urban Sports Scene recap show. So let me make sure Commanders recap. I gotta make sure I plug that all in. What's going on?
Oh, I'm like looking at the chat. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, I know that. A lot of things happen in the chat.
I've been ripping and running, as Wole knows. It's really it is football season. So yeah, all is well. All is well. Everything is good.
That's good. That's good. All right. So, but as I mentioned, Friday was an experience. It was a vibe. It wasn't a vibe. It was an experience for a lot of Commander fans. But if you missed it, if you missed the preseason game on Friday, the Washington Commanders got mollywopped. Yeah, I said that term. Mollywopped by the New England Patriots 48-18 in their preseason debut. But before we dive into that actual game, we got to knock out some logistics. Hey, you can check us out on our website, which is theurbansportscene.com. You can also subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. Make sure to subscribe to the Urban Sports Scene and Bowie TV YouTube channels. If you're in the YouTube chat, we accept super chats. Super chats help support the show. The super chats will be prioritized in the YouTube comment. So if you supply us with a super chat, we'll make sure that's prioritized. All right, don't forget to tweet us at Urban Sports Scene. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at Urban Sports Scene, and like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. Also join our Urban Sports Scene Facebook group. Just search Urban Sports Scene, sports bloggers, sports podcasters, and sports debates. All right, Candi, before we actually dive into this game, I do want, it was an experience being at Gillette Stadium. Tom Brady's statue was revealed. Can you just talk about that whole vibe, that whole experience?
I mean, I think that the vibe was dope. Anytime Tom Brady is in the building and he's in his home, right?
Yeah.
It's Patriots fans showed up, tons of 12 jerseys, and just the excitement. The vibe was exactly what you would expect the night that Tom Brady is back in the building, and they have a statue dedicated to him for all the wonderful things that he did for the organization. So the vibe was everything that you would expect. The weather was perfect. It was great football weather. And so, they had all of the things. They had all of the vibes. So, yeah, they had all of the juice.
Did you get to see the GOAT up close?
I've seen him a lot.
I knew you have before. I know yeah.
But interestingly enough, we must have really been in work mode, because I was like, we'll see Tom another day. Okay.
Okay.
We saw him on the on the field, and we saw him, at his statue ceremony and everything. But he didn't come in the press box. We didn't see him in the hallway by the visitor locker room or anything like that. He didn't come through there that way. So I didn't see him up close on Friday, but I'm sure at some point I'll see him when he's calling the game and probably be like, "Oh my God, there's Tom Brady."
I mean, you're right. And Washington's going to have most of these these highly touted games. I think that's Fox's number one team. I believe that Tom Brady will be doing a bunch of he's Fox, right? Tom Brady's Fox. Yeah, he's Fox. He'll be doing a bunch of Commander games. I can only imagine. Yeah. So let's dive into this actual game. I ain't gonna lie, I was not happy with this game, but it is what it is. I want to get your overall thoughts on their performance. Your overall thoughts on the performance of the Washington Commanders in the first preseason game.
I think at this point, it wasn't the standard.
Okay.
It wasn't the standard, and that was like the first thing when Coach came up to the mic. Coach Quinn came up to the mic.
Yeah.
I missed it. Man, did we miss it tonight? Yeah. And I know it's a lot of it's just preseason, but that's not how they roll.
Facts.
I feel like, and I had this conversation with Darrell with Bowie TV. that might have been the most upset I've seen Coach. I know we saw him upset. I'll talk about this all the time, right? Week 1 at Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. He was upset. The team was upset. I saw him upset after the NFC Championship game, but that was more like shock or sadness.
Yeah.
Perhaps he was upset. He was not happy Friday night.
Yeah.
And preseason or not, starters or not, there is a standard.
There you go.
And I am now well versed in the standard. And that was not the standard. It doesn't matter whether you're second, third, fourth, first, fifth, sixth string. You are a Washington Commander. You are wearing the burgundy and gold, and there is a standard. And they did not meet that at all.
Yeah, that's like my thought. That was like, it's crazy because a lot of folks were using the, preseason game and people miss sitting out and not playing. And I get where they're coming from, but there's a standard. Like your coaching, like that was my main thing. It's like, it's all about the standard. It's all about the culture, right? That's where, when you always say like you said this, like that's what it is. It's about the culture. They're creating the culture vibe, and that wasn't the culture. You know what I mean? That wasn't, and that's not a representation you want in that type of as a team as a whole, right? You don't want that type of performance, period. And like because there's been a bunch of preseason games, right? And a lot of starters on these preseason teams aren't playing either. And they're not giving up 40-something points. You know what I mean? Like, and they've been we've seen games where I've watched a game where one team is playing like, for instance, I was watching the Miami Dolphins take on the Chicago Bears. Tua played, but Chicago had sat all their starters, but they still competed. You know what I mean? So it's, to your point, it's like, all right, I get it. I get when folks are talking about like you're missing, they missed some valuable players, right? That's what it is. But to your point, it's the standard now, right? We're talking about the standard, and if I'm Coach Quinn, I'm be pissed off too.
Yeah, no, he was upset. And in today's presser, I mean, he kind of said, he kind of circled back to that and said, after he watched the film, sure, he didn't want to bucket certain things. And it's like, okay, sure, there were moments that he said, that's what I'm looking for, right? But there were moments.
Yeah.
That's not the whole, right? Yeah. So no, was the whole bad? No, but there were still moments and there should be more than moments in that that's what I'm looking for, if that makes sense. It should be more like the whole. Yeah. Right. Whether it's win or loss, because that's not even at all what they're looking at. They're not looking at win or loss. It's play style and identity. And that wasn't there. Going back to all of the preseason games that were played. As everyone should know, or if you're new to Bowie TV and you're just meeting me for the first time,
plug it.
He also covers the Baltimore Ravens. And so I watch, we have, Karita Parks does the Baltimore Ravens. I watched that game, the Ravens and the Colts, right? Yes. I also watched a good amount of the Eagles and the Cincinnati Bengals, because you should. Like, first of all, the organization covers the Ravens, so I need to know what's going on. And I keep up with the Ravens, of course. I'm not on the side Karita is, but I keep up for sure on what's going on. They had many of their draft picks, many of their undrafted picks, many of the guys that free agents joined, they had added. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Tape is tape. Film is film. Reps are reps. And they had added. Okay. They made the most of their moment. Yeah. Very similar with the Eagles. We saw their young guys taking the field. We saw their undrafted rookies. We saw some of their, free agents, backups, depth. They made the most of their moments, right? It's kind of what it is. Yeah. You can't necessarily, you could say it's just the preseason from the fact that nobody is tracking wins and losses. Yeah. But tracking film, absolutely. Whether or not you make this team or any roster, absolutely. Those NFL reps matter, and the moments that mattered were quite missed on Friday night.
Yeah, I just felt like, It's not about
Mm-hmm.
to me. It's not about the win or loss. Like that, I agree with you. Like that's not a thing for me in preseason. It's never been a thing for me in preseason. But there are things that I think that this team is trying to build in terms of cultivating an environment and a unit. Like you're big on teams. Like you're big on special teams. You spot it out all the time. That wasn't a good look for special teams. Like that identity of special teams.
Yeah, I talk about special teams, and now you all know why. You use your clues, right?
Yeah,
because coaches now being very public and very open about that is their flagship unit. I remember telling you last year when I started asking a bunch of questions about special teams, and when you were out there, Wole, I said they don't let us record special teams anymore.
Yeah. So you said that. Yeah.
It is a thing for them, and that's not how they play special teams. It doesn't matter. And I think that's the thing that whether it's coaches, whether it's veterans, the standard did not seep in. The standard did not resonate. It's not about wins or losses. It's not about who lost the game. The standard was not there. It just wasn't. And they know it. So Coach Quinn was very direct today in that going forward, we will see a different team. And I want to be very clear about something.
Yeah, go ahead.
It shouldn't matter whether it was starters or not.
I agree.
Because play style and identity, that is an expectation of just having the honor of wearing the burgundy and gold at this time. You do not get a pass on those things.
I agree. So Candi, Mike has a question for you. Mike said, "Do you know how Peters reacted to the game?"
I think everyone reacted the same way, and I think Coach Quinn, said that today. I mean, they talk about what's needed. Yeah. Right. They look at the evaluation, and that was from practice and the game. Don't forget, they took it all together. Right. The reps from the whole evaluation period. Joint practice and the game. They took both, right? And they dig. They last year they gave us a clue and was very clear on who they are. They're going to keep digging to get better. Yeah. They're going to keep digging to get better. So that hasn't changed, right? Wherever they have opportunities to get better, they absolutely will do that and will try their best. They tried out 14 players. After today's practice, 7 linebackers, I think 3 DBs, 3 offensive linemen, 1 defensive lineman. They came away with signing 1 linebacker. Yeah, from Miami. Riley. So, I mean, 14 isn't a small number, in my opinion. Yeah, it's not. Especially after this evaluation period. So use your clues there. After this evaluation period, you brought in 14 people. 7 of which are linebackers, 3 and 3 with corners, and I know some people say it's camp bodies, but hey, whatever. Bodies competition is competition, and the standard must be met from play style and identity perspective. Yeah, Roy, that's what I'm saying. Like Roy, I agree with you. I know you're saying we didn't play a lot of starters, but a lot of teams didn't play starters. Like that's the thing. A lot of teams don't play starters. If you look at that's what I'm saying. Like, and they weren't getting 48 points on them. That's what I'm saying. Like I watched games throughout this preseason. Like, for instance, let's be clear, the starters didn't play for the whole game on the Patriots either. I mean, they played. They played like two. They got a special teams touchdown in the first play, and then they got an offensive touchdown within the first few moments of the first quarter. Their starters pretty much sat. Yeah, we don't have depth. Okay, so that's 14 points. That's if you're gonna say that. And Roy, they ended with 48. Yeah. So to Roy, their starters. Yeah. So that's the starters didn't score 48 points. Yeah. So this is a good So to Roy's point right here, though, I do like this comment. So do we have a lack of depth? Like, I think everybody saw that. Okay. All right. And I mean, if you don't, I mean, that's a challenge, right? Because you look at things can happen, things can change in a year. Look at what the Washington Commanders did. Facts. And nobody's going to say that the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl or make the playoffs or anything of that sort. No one's saying that. Nobody's saying any of that. But what we are saying is play style, identity, the standard was not met. It's very simple concept to get. It was evident. It was evident. It's Friday night. So Candi, we talked about the coaches. We talked about
Adam Peters, but like you were there in the locker room after the game. What was the vibe from the players after like that performance? Like the vets who didn't even play, the starters who didn't play. What was like the vibe from everybody?
They were upset.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nobody's like walking around kicking lockers or nothing like that. But
no, I mean, yeah, not that.
Hey,
it's a preseason game. They shouldn't be that mad. I'm serious.
You know, and Friday night, you know, one of the things that Coach Quinn mentioned, right, was like, because he's talking to us in the room, and he knows that we're there enough to know how they get down.
Facts.
And how they roll. So even for him, he's like looking at us, and we looking back at him like, I don't know, what was that, man? Because I don't know.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know either. Right after the game, he's like, I don't know what that was either. He's like, it's confusing. He used that. That was one of the other words. He talked about being sloppy.
Okay, yeah, it was
right? Straight up. That was one of, you know, that was in his response to one of Donna Hopkins' questions.
Yeah.
And then he talked about he used the phrase, it's kind of confusing. Right? Because he's like, well, we do this. And so it just shouldn't look like that. That's all. It doesn't matter. We weren't looking for a win. Right? Yeah. So I think they knew. And I mean, and I'm sure the veterans that didn't play, they feel like now it becomes well, why isn't the standard resonant?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Everybody has a responsibility and an accountability to the standard, right? Dan Quinn, you know, the coordinators, the position coaches, assistant coaches, veterans, everybody has an obligation to the standard, and we know they got standards, and they're meeting them. So what does it come down to as to why? But DQ assured everybody today they'll see a very different team. So I'm sure they have made some, and I asked about that in terms of the penalties, right? But just in terms of the penalties, also, it's just overall, what is the corrective action? What is it?
Yeah. Oh, Roy, man, I appreciate Roy. You my guy, man. I appreciate you, Roy.
Thank you, Roy.
Roy, you my guy. Roy, you always know I mess with you, bro. Real talk. We don't have to agree, but you know I always mess with you. I always bang with Roy.
Right.
So I guess this is it's like folks are gonna like obviously we're gonna look at the players and say, okay, they didn't play up to the standard, right? That's gonna be like a talking point for other people. But in terms of like, all right, if you're a coach, I know for me, like when I coach ball and my team doesn't play to a level that I don't like, that I feel like it's foreign to me. Sometimes I look at myself, or I look what I'm doing in practice. Did Dan Quinn or the staff or players or Dan Quinn or the staff or whatever after the game, did they feel like, all right, you know what, maybe we're not doing something right in practice to get these dudes prepared? Okay,
absolutely.
All right.
And they've already made corrective action because they're already back to practice. You have to treat it with a sense of urgency so that it doesn't seep into the season.
Got you.
Right. You got to deal with that now. You know, your tire going flat in your car, the light come on. You want to keep riding on it. Or you want to go ahead and get the tire fixed or get you a new tire now because it's going to go flat sooner rather than later, right? Yeah. So it's kind of like that. You got to nip it in the bud early. You got to nip it now because some of those players that played on Friday are not new to this system.
Yes, agreed.
That's the other thing that needs to be considered. This is the same coaching staff. They've stayed together. Many of the players that play, while they are not starters, they are not new.
That's what I was saying. The same thing.
Two different things.
Yeah.
Right. You might be saying, "Oh, well, they're not the starters." Facts, but they're not new to the system.
Roy has a question. This is a good question, Roy. He says, "Who is coaching the twos and below? Is this an assistant coach's issue?"
No, everybody's getting coached by the same people.
Okay.
That's why going back to the confusing point. They're not split. This isn't like starters over here. And they mix them up so much.
They do mix them up, though. That's what I'm saying.
So much. They do because they want everybody to have opportunities.
Yeah.
Right? This program is the fundamental root and nucleus of the program is competition. What does it look like if the one's always together, two's always together, three's always together? Mix them up. That's how you ended up with undrafted rookies on the roster last year because they balled out.
Yeah.
And every rep that they got with the ones, the twos, and the threes. So they mix them up all the time. They're all in the same meetings. They're all in the same rooms. So it's interesting to see. Very interesting.
Question for me, Wole, do you still think Sam Hartman is Jaden's future backup, as you said yesterday? You mean Friday? I tell you, it's yesterday. Yeah, today Sunday. No, I said Saturday. You mean Friday? Say Sunday, right? I'm getting my days confused. It's been long. It's been a long weekend. I will say this. I like Sam Hartman. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I do like Sam Hartman. I feel like he didn't play great, but also I feel like the narrative would have changed if receivers would have caught the football. Let me say that much. His game wouldn't have been as bad if Chris Morgan had caught the ball a couple times, or Osborne didn't drop that one pass in the back of the end zone. I think it does. We now talk about Hartman a different way. That I will say. Now, did he play great? No, he didn't play great. But we all know that if those dudes made NFL catches, like real NFL, like acted like NFL wide receivers and made those catches, we're not saying that Sam Hartman had a horrible game. I'll say that much. But so do I still like Hartman? Yes, it hasn't changed. I still like Hartman. Some dudes put their names on the cut list, then go show. Yeah, sure. All right, so I will say this. So Candi, next question. In terms of, I actually want to go to the players. No, I won't go that yet. So in terms of for you, because you use your clues, you're hip to everything. So for you, what is your biggest, like from what we saw Friday, what would be your biggest concern that you think can leak over into the regular season?
Not addressing depth accordingly.
Gotcha. That's deep. I like that. Is there a particular position that you feel like isn't deep enough? Is there a particular position?
Linebacker.
Yeah, I know. You know what's funny? I won't even lie, because someone's gonna probably bring up a Jamin Davis video when I say this. I'm gonna say this clip, but it's quiet. Do you feel like any of these dudes they cut him are better than Jamin Davis? 10 times better. Like the dudes, not the Bobby and Luvus, because that's different.
No, we not.
I'm talking about the other individuals. Do you think they're better? Or you think they're close? They're just close.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Because I'm curious, because when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, all right, because I'm right. You're right. Linebacker's an issue. Because I feel like Hampton.
It's a big issue. People aren't talking about it.
It's a big issue. I think Hampton, like
I'm talking about it.
Yeah,
I'm the only person right now that's like, hello, can somebody call on me? Call on me.
Yeah, I know.
And so I'm like, I asked immediately, right? That was one of the questions Friday night. What do you think about linebacker play tonight? He's like, I don't want to, judge it too fast. I got to see, does it look like it? He said there's competition at that position. True.
Yeah.
But Jordan McGee, I see a question about Jordan McGee. He is injured.
George. Yeah, he says,
right?
Yeah. He said, when will he get on the field? He's asked, like, when
he's injured. So
no one knows. Yeah.
I don't think it's anything long term, but he is dealing with an injury right now. And then there's Dominique Hampton, Cam Arnold, of course, Kane Madrano. I'm not counting Kane in this, right? But there's some depth thing. I mean, and then I posted something today, and I said, well, then here's my answer. Yes, Jordan is injured, but the reality is you brought in 7 linebackers.
Yeah. I mean, Riley has talent. So,
and I mean, I know folks say it's camp, but if someone asked me, I think I saw another question asked about position of concern, and that is one. That is a very, very important position, as you know, because Bobby Wagner and Frankie Luvu start in it.
Yeah, and then God forbid they get hurt though too.
God forbid, please don't ever, don't ever put it on bubble wrap. Do whatever you need to do, because no. And
for real, seriously. That's
always seek additional depth at the right side of the offensive line. I think that's another area. Right now, I see someone mention kicker. Right now, Coach
kicker
has full faith in Matt Gay. So we'll see that his response was that's a fair question, but right now that's who they rolling with. He was very complimentary of the safeties. in the safety position. Although I felt like there's some things that could have been a little bit better there. But
he's very complimentary of safety. I was surprised.
And I've been tracking that group as well from the top of it. You know that, Wole. I've been tracking that one too.
I was surprised about that one.
And we didn't see, much from Ben Sinnott. I'm still waiting.
They tried to feature him. Tried to feature him.
That's right. Yep. Mm-hmm. And wide receiver is just kind of what it is right now. I mean, that is what it is.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
Right.
I don't, know if you want to come up, with number 17 right now, but I mean, hey.
I'm trying not to bring him up. Owens was bad in the game.
He wasn't. It wasn't. And that's the undrafted rookie from last year. Is a phenomenal camp, phenomenal in every preseason. Every time he had a moment, he seized it. He just wow. Yeah. And that was not there.
He missed the tackle. That was his best showing.
Right, wasn't best showing. But in positive news, Johnny Newton did very well.
He did great well. So let me go into that. So let me do that. So let's go to positive. So obviously, out of this 48, this team being dragged 48-18. Like, what were some of the positives? Like, right, like give me positives. You said Johnny Newton. So go ahead and talk about Johnny.
Johnny Newton made a play. You saw Jacob Martin actually make a play, right? That was one of the free agent signings.
Yeah.
And so I see that. Okay, yes, and Johnny Newton was making it do what it do. This is what you want. That's what you want to see. That energy, the play style, the identity is there. There
he was dope. Man. He was dope.
Let's give it up for Revo.
That was my MVP. I ain't gonna lie to you. Everybody, that was my MVP.
Is the man.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying when we're talking about play style and identity and what matters.
Yes.
That is what I'm talking about. If you don't watch other teams play, you all know this is one of the things that I preach and teach and talk about all the time. You have to at least watch the teams that are on the schedule.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Yes, Bowie TV also covers the Ravens, but also, yes, the Washington Commanders will be seeing them in joint practice.
Yeah.
As well as most of the individuals that played in game 1 will play in game 3 for an opportunity to make this roster or anybody's roster, right, against the Ravens. So that's why I'm watching. And of course, they play the Bengals in game 2. Now the Bengals did feature their starters for a portion of the first part of the game in game 1. So I don't know what that means for Monday Night Football.
I think they're going to play their stars again. They want to start fast
again. So because the Commanders are definitely playing theirs, whether it be a quarter or a half, they're playing.
Yeah.
So you have to watch these things. And of course, the Bengals are playing the Eagles. Of course, I want to see who the Eagles I want to know these names.
Yeah.
You have to know these names.
They didn't play a starter.
If you are a nerd as much as I can be when it comes to this thing and really energized by it, I need to know people's names, because what you're not gonna do is creep up on me and bust me in the head when I'm not looking. That's how I feel about it. Okay. And so that's what I'm saying. You're not gonna sneak me in the club. I gotta know who all is in here.
Nah, sneak me in the club though. Now you wilding. Now you wilding.
Who all in there? You gotta know who all is in there.
No, sneak me in the club.
Something that resonates. I probably shouldn't have added that.
No. It resonates with me. That's what I'm laughing.
From my past life. I'm sorry. So all I'm saying is
resonate.
Maybe I had a flashback.
I think you did. I think you had a flashback.
What you're not gonna do is but listen, it resonates with me. Like, no. Because it's not gonna be a name that pops up and then everybody's like, well, who is that kid, or who is that, or who is that? And it's like, no, that's the dude I saw against the Bengals. That's him.
Yeah,
everybody has to know.
That's a bar. You're right, Joey. That's a bar.
Yeah, you would not do that.
That's a bar. Let me find out. Candi knows about Chocolate City. Yeah, she knows. She knows. Oh man. Here you go. Ellison said, Candi, it's the first preseason game, but has your opinion of the season changed at all?
Oh, no way. No way. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because they were upset.
That's good. Yeah, you should be upset for
This is
real.
when you gotta see your nonverbals. If
Yeah.
you haven't taken a look at Dan Quinn's press conference from Friday night, watch that. Also, go and check out Josh Johnson's press conference from Friday night. The nonverbals, the facial expressions tell you all you need to know about what this team was feeling like Friday night. And as long as I know you feel bad about it, I know you're going to do something about it.
Yeah.
Because that's what they did last year. I have no reason to believe that they're not going to take it personal from an internal perspective. There is no reason to be upset with Mike Vrabel and Drake May and the New England Patriots. Don't be mad at Travion Henderson. Don't be mad at Antonio Gibson giving out that stiff arm. We're familiar with the Antonio Gibson stiff arm. We've seen that before. We covered him here. So we know what that looks like. Can't be upset with them.
Yeah, don't remind me of Travion Henderson because that's what I wanted. That's a whole different discussion. That's a whole different thing. I'm not going to even get into that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think I want to like still go back to like Revo. And you talk about safety. That's safety. Well, that's where when Dan Quinn talked about safety play, like I thought of Revo. Like when he was saying he was happy with it, that's who I thought of, right? Because I've said this before and I really mean it. Like that dude should be starting to me. I don't need because he does everything the right way. And in terms of what you're talking about, he fits the culture. And in safety, he's just at the right spot. Like he every time within any regime, when they give him the opportunity to play safety, you're like, oh, he fits the role. Like he plays the spot, he plays the position.
Yeah. I mean, and going back to OTAs, when defensive coordinator Joe Witt Jr. said, I know that Jeremy Reeves is our special teams ace, but we have to find a way to get him involved more with the defense. That's what he's talking about. And let's be clear, going back to what I've been saying, let's be clear. This is not the starters didn't play. Jeremy Reeves is a starter, and he is highly respected in this game on the field. And he absolutely was a postseason captain, one of the postseason captains for a reason. So don't poo-poo the preseason too much. Reps are reps. And he did his thing. But that's Revo. That's who he is when he stepped on the field.
Agreed. All right. The big NRG coach. I appreciate the super chat first. Appreciate you. So is there any concern that we are going into our first and last first team dress rehearsal without Terry, Noah, a shaky, I guess a shaky kicker, etc.
Yes. Oh, should I elaborate on that?
No, you don't have to. No, you don't have to. No, I'm cute to be.
It's not the kicker, but listen. After joint practice on Wednesday, I looked at some of my colleagues, your colleagues, Wole, and hopefully some of you all's favorite media people other than myself. I hope you all like me.
No, they adore you. I told you already. They adore you. But look, every time I'm about to do this, hey, we gotta have Candi back on. That's all I get. That's all I get.
It's very good. But I looked at some of them and I said, well, everybody, they gotta go sign Terry. That's exactly what I said. I was sitting there and I actually might have to wait. Well, I don't know if you're gonna be able to pull this. You might. This.
Paul, appreciate you, Paul. What are you?
Wow, Paul.
I appreciate Paul. You my guy. Appreciate you.
That is what's up. I'm gonna send you a picture, Wole. That, and I'm sure they won't mind you telling this. I don't know if you can pull it up.
On here.
No, I'm about to send it to you. All right. I'm sure they won't mind me sharing this because it was me doing most of the talking. So I'm telling on myself here. Okay. It was Donna Lake and I at dinner Wednesday. And I guess it was a lot of, I've talked about this before. I think on the show with you guys Wednesday night, where I was like, okay, I guess Commanders fans were mad we weren't tweeting a lot or we weren't sharing a lot of play-by-play. We were all kind of like just collecting data, trying to watch all the different fields, and everybody was upset, mad. So between that, right, and like, oh my gosh, everybody's so upset. I was like, Well, you guys, they need to sign Terry. Okay, they need to. The show is over.
It's
The
over.
experiment is over. We want to talk about experiments being over. This one needs to be over.
It's
Whatever
over.
the beef is, whatever the issue is, whatever it is. I don't know if you need to call a peer mediator or what. I don't know what's happening at this point. I'm talking about since Wednesday. I know things. It changed for me.
Yeah.
Like this is. Can we stop now?
Mm-hmm.
Can we stop now? And so I look at your phone. I think I sent you a picture. See if you can see.
So what happened on the bridge? Okay, hold on.
Oh,
Okay.
see the picture. They took this picture of me.
Why you look so blown?
Because I was blown. Because I was blown. I was like, okay, everybody's upset, and I was like, what should we have done? Should we have given the warning that what we saw Friday was what we saw Wednesday to a degree? And
you saw this? Oh, really?
To a degree.
And
okay. I don't like sharing stuff because what's the first thing people say?
Said, yeah.
Okay. There were some good moments, but we were talking about that. Then I was like, oh my God, they gotta sign Terry. This experiment's gotta be over.
So were you saying I'm gonna stop it? Were you saying it like on Wednesday? Like, yo, after you saw it, you saying Wednesday? Oh, not even.
When we had dinner, you said, "Why do I look so blown in this?"
Oh,
picture?
that was that. Oh, that.
I don't know. I don't know how anybody. I don't know if we can pull it up. I don't know if you can pull it up.
I probably could. No, I probably could.
I was upset. I was like, I was really trying to think. I'm a strategist, and it's like I'm a solutions-oriented person. Yeah. Not that I have anything. I can fix anything in this situation because I absolutely cannot. Yeah. But I'm just like, trying to think through, and I just didn't feel good. I just didn't feel good. And they caught me and they took that picture.
Oh, yeah. Hey, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, this is classic. But hold on, I'm about
I was really blown. I was like,
I'm gonna pull it up because this is a good one. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
it is a good one. That's
really how I was feeling. Yeah. And I was going to post it on Twitter, but I think this is perfect. For those who are watching now live, you're going to see a very epic photo of me not knowing what to do. I can't do anything because I can't. I do absolutely nothing.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna pull it up.
I was trying to figure it out in my head. Like, why aren't...
All right, here you go. I think it should be here. I have it. Okay. Candi is not happy. Candi is not happy here, y'all. Candi is not.
Donna or Lake or somebody took it.
She is not happy. She is not happy. She is not happy, y'all. That is wow.
I was like, oh no.
Candi has had enough.
I was at a loss. I couldn't fix anything. And I was just like, this is it.
Candi was sick of it all. Need that work.
I was like, what do I say? Yeah. Without saying, and I was getting ready for your show. I had your show.
Oh, right. Oh, guess right. Oh, yeah.
We had dinner, and I was like, yo, I don't know what to say. I figured it out, right? Because I'm going to always do what's right, be objective, and say the right thing. But in that moment, they got me good because I was just like, oh man. But there was some good stuff that happened too. But I point blank period, I was like, whatever's happening with Terry, I hope this gets figured out very, 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 very soon. In terms of who was going to play on Friday, I was like, I'm not sure how this is going to go. And just depth was a concern. Now, I'm going to tell you where I was really shocked. What did shock me Friday was special teams. I will say.
That shit shocked everybody. The first play of the game.
The other stuff, not so much. But special teams, definitely, I'm a special teamer. Yeah. And that hurt me. I was like, oh, that's too bad. So
no, it was definitely like, again, special teams is bad. Which I think, which made this team so special last year. And again, it's just preseason, so I'm not gonna overreact. I'm not overreact. But I do think to a point where, again, we gotta be fair and assess how they look. They look flat. Like that's what if you want to keep it, they look flat. And like the other, like you look at the Patriots, like the Patriots play with the Patriots play with so much energy, right?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And so it's just like it's a new regime for them too, like the Mike Rabel era, right?
That's right.
So it's just like they're playing with a certain energy. That's like the energy that
Right.
we had last year. You know what I mean?
That's what so many people keep saying, and I was like, that's
Yeah,
for me. I mean, even in reporting, it's an issue for me.
yeah,
I was just like, but that organization has a lot of pride, and rightfully so, and
yeah.
historically, right? So they're trying to get
Mm-hmm.
back to the respect level of
Yeah.
what they're known for, and that's understandable, like you said. But I also, a part of me also was like, now I have a place in the stand. In the sense, because those penalties, and I think it was the return game and the penalties. Now the
Yeah.
penalties, I think my inner Dan Quinn, I think I've been around him so much
Yeah.
that even I was sitting there like, oh, Dan Quinn is going. I just don't even know how he's not breaking his headset in half right now,
Yeah.
because these are just like fundamental things
Mm-hmm.
that just should not. It was like, I stopped counting at 12. I think he might have said 15. I think somebody else said 13. I don't know. If I stop
Mm-hmm.
counting at 12, that's too many.
Mm-hmm.
Way too many. So it was things like that it was just like the return game, the penalty, but at least,
Yeah.
and this comment is absolutely
I
correct.
think it's accurate. I like that. Songbird, I agree with. I mean, I
It is
agree.
absolutely spot on.
I agree.
And I think an organization that prides themselves on standard and discipline and
That's
focus.
the thing. That's the
Now
most
it
concerning
becomes a
thing.
shot.
Yeah.
Now it's a shot back at me as a leader.
As a leader, exactly.
Or a veteran that is known for this or whatever. Now it's a shot back. Like, wait a minute, what am I doing that's not resonating? What are we doing wrong? Because this should not be. So, it was something. But coach assured that this would be so everybody now has a frame of reference.
Exactly.
So now let's say we can be excited in anticipation of seeing better. Whatever better is, we should be seeing better.
Yeah, I expect to see better. Like I do. I get it.
They got to win out preseason. I'm saying
I don't care. Like you said, I don't care. Like wins or losses.
But point blank guaranteed.
Yeah.
What you saw Friday,
you ain't gonna
should never see again.
But I get
that.
Especially, I think as a fan base, like, and this is the thing, and I know it's not putting two and two together. It's totally different. It's not even fair to kind of lump them together. But when you lose this season, dropping, giving up 50 some odd points to the Philadelphia Eagles, and then you follow a preseason game 40 and giving up 48 points, right? Your mentality as a fan, fans are gonna look at it and like, damn. Like that's all you're gonna say is like, damn, like we ended the season having a team do whatever they wanted against us. Granted, again, one is preseason and one is the NFC Championship game. One is with starters, one is without. Totally agree. I understand that. But as a team, as a whole, as a unit, you're saying to yourself, all right. And that's how I look as a coach. We got to make sure from number one to the 60th man on the roster or whatever, you all prepared and you all are prepared to play your best football. Period. Like. And we got to put you in the best position to do that. You know what I mean? Now, we know this is an evaluation process. So some people are going to fail at it, right? So, but we're going to have to put you in a position to be like, at least get the best out of you. You know what I mean? That may not be comparable to the next person. Therefore, that's why people get cut. But we're going to put you in a position to get the best out of you. Remember, Roy?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yes. That is what's up. Y'all out here doing it big. Y'all are doing a big one.
I know. I was just chilling. Like, man.
I'm just like been traveling for like a week and then just all the things. So y'all doing a big one right here.
For real talk. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, that's my thing. Like, that's the mindset. So I feel like, again, the next preseason game, Monday night, and that's what's going to make it a big stage too. Like Monday night, I feel like you're not going to get that type of effort because it's Monday night. Players will play a certain way.
Are playing.
Yeah, and even and be honest with you, even the reserve players, it's prime time. You don't want to look a certain way.
Game. So you gotta come. Mm-hmm. You definitely gotta do better than that.
Yeah. Question for you, Miss Candi. Do you think Jordan McGee job is safe? Why was there so many signings for that position? Oh, it's linebacker.
Well, they brought a lot of people in. They signed one.
Yeah, Riley. Yeah.
No, I don't think his job is safe, but he is injured right now.
Yeah.
He dealt with injuries last year. He's dealing with injuries now. That's a player I've been highly anticipating and like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be such a beast. But it's not, okay, what's the Luke question?
Yeah, Paul, it was a Luke question, buddy. Let it happen.
I said something about Luke earlier, but I missed
I have a Luke. He said
he was sick. He left pregame.
Okay. I ain't going like Paul. I want you to ask your Luke question if it hasn't been said earlier. Y'all know me. Y'all know.
No one has a Luke question. No.
Everybody. No.
Nobody has a Luke question.
Who? Paul got a Luke question. No, Taj and Paul be going back and forth. Like they know. Paul definitely has a Luke question.
Oh, it was a tough thing. I don't know.
They know that like typically I'm the one who brings up Luke.
He said it's in the chat earlier. So I don't
know. You do? Okay, you do have one. Oh man. Hey, we'll ask it again. That's too far up, man. That's too much work for me.
Yeah, Jacob Martin made a play. I want to go back to Jacob Martin because he's a free agent signing. Who else? I feel like maybe that's it. I mean,
I like Tay Martin. I heard Tay Martin's playing.
Tay Martin was a player that they signed in the middle of OTAs, right?
He looked good. He looked good.
Was signed during OTAs. Or was that minicamp? Either way, he was signed in June.
What about Brooke? Like he continued to play well. How about any wide receiver Brooks? How about did they say anything about his play?
Ja'Cory Brooks?
Yeah.
No, nobody said anything. I mean,
he looked good. That's all.
Yeah, no. Are you talking about,
he looked good. That's what I'm saying. I wonder if anybody say like, no. They didn't like. They didn't hype him up. They ain't hype him up. That's messed up. I thought he played well too. Todd said, "I have a question. Who stole Gallup's speed, Father Time? Did Gallup didn't look fast?"
For a split second there, was that Sam and Michael Gallup were connecting, right?
Yeah, he just didn't look fast anymore.
I have my notebook here.
Yeah, he did. They were connecting.
Go ahead and open my notebook. They were connecting.
They were connecting. Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
And Sam was moving a bit there.
I mean, he was shorthanded. He was definitely more shorthanded than the.
Oh, I do have his name down. I do have Michael Gallup's name down. I do. Okay. I do have notes on him.
What'd you say? You say he was slow? Did you say he was slow?
No, I didn't.
Because I kept saying it like he ain't fast no more.
Was because I had been looking for him all camp. Last week he had like a good day last week, and then we saw him a couple times. Not as he is fast as we know, but we saw him a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
I have his name written down. I think somebody asked about Bill. I have Bill's name written down.
Yeah, Bill. Yeah, he said. Roy said, "How does Bill look live?"
I mean, we see him at practice all the time. I think he's great. I think there's there's flashes there. I think there's a lot of promise there. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I think we just got to be real about it, right? Like, who running back 1, running back 2, running back 3 have no idea who running back 4 is going to be. And this is a conversation I've been talking to you all about a lot.
Yeah.
And I'd asked Cliff Kingsbury about the running back position as well, because that is definitely a group that has competition in it. You do not know who their 4th running back is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're going to go with 4 or 5, and whomever is 4 and or 5 will definitely be whomever has the most impact on special teams as well. And so I think that was something to really be watching after. And I think I may have tweeted that as well in the running back group. I was definitely looking at the running back group. I was looking at the wide receiver group. I was looking at the linebackers. And, the safeties, because, that's where I kind of stay right there. I wasn't really getting into the trenches. I've been talking about the right side of the line, and I'm going to be consistent in that. Mm-hmm. And my opinion and my thought on that has not changed. So that is what that is. So I thought Bill was great. You could tell he wanted to get more out there. That be that moment. But when our colleague Donna Hopkins, I reposted it on my page, on my Twitter or X, with Bill. One thing we heard from Bill Friday, we heard from Trey Amos last Wednesday after joint practice, and shout out to Trey as well, because he was where he was supposed to be Friday night.
Oh,
and we heard this from Josh Connolly Jr. as well. was about the speed of the game.
Yeah.
So it is obvious they weren't that speed of a real game, and even they talking about it at joint practice. It's different.
It's
y'all.
different.
It's
different. I think Roy has a question about. I think I get your question, Roy. He says, I needed someone to tell me how he is built. Like why is his name Bill? Like that's what he's trying to figure out.
Because Little Bill is. He said that's the cartoon character or the nickname he was a little kid or a little baby.
Okay.
To like his toddler child. They said he looked like Little Bill.
Okay.
And so that's Bill. So people say, what are we going to call him? JCM, Jacory, or whatever. I'm going to tell you, when I met him during rookie camp and I introduced myself, I said, hi, Jacory. My name is Candi Waller. I'm from Bowie TV. It's so great to meet you. He said, so great to meet you as well, Miss Candi. And I was just like, it's me, Candi. Okay. I said, you can just call me Candi. And then he said, cool, you can just call me Bill.
Okay. So
and I said, well, then let's start there.
There you go.
Why do we call you Bill?
Okay.
And that interview is on Bowie TV's YouTube page. If you haven't seen it,
there you go.
So I asked him back during rookie mini camp weekend. So he tells the story of why they call him Bill. So I'd let him know, you can just call me Candi. You can just call me Bill.
Roy, I think that answers your question. There you go. There you go. See, I think there you go. There you go, Rory. All right. See, so I think your question was answered. There we go. Yeah, but I do think even out of all like the bad play, like other teams, like there's some guys like you mentioned. I'm trying to stay positive. I think Johnny looked like a stud.
Johnny looks.
Go ahead.
Johnny looks like a Washington Commander.
Yes. Like
understanding what the standard is and understanding what they've agreed to. He understands that it is soaked in. He understands the mission.
Yes. He looked like a stud. He looked like all right, we're replacing Jonathan Allen. I get it. That's how he looked for real. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. Because I've been critical. That's how he looked to me. That's how I think
he looked like Johnny Newton. There was a lot of around, but he had an injury.
Yes.
When he first came, he had an injury. Yeah. So what I shared in the pregame, right, with you all on Friday, that was one of the first names I brought up. I said, I want.
Yes, you did. And we talked about as soon as it happened.
Who you want to have a good? Who needs to have a good game? And I was like, want or need? Because that's like different, right? I said that's a different thing. But I said Johnny Newton needs.
Yeah.
And there was a couple other people I named, and they didn't follow suit.
They didn't. No, they didn't.
But Johnny absolutely followed suit with the need.
No, Johnny was it. Soon as they played, I think George texted me.
Motion. He was
I think George texted me and was like, "See what Candy's? He just made a play, just like Candi said." You know what I mean? So, Johnny was definitely. And I keep gassing Revo, man. Like, I just feel like.
Oh, Jeremy Reeves was the standard.
I'm serious, man.
He was the standard.
He was, man.
The standard on that field. This is why he was. I know I'm repeating myself here, but this was why he was voted one of the postseason captains.
I get it, man.
I'm gonna always bring up the postseason, the captains of the postseason. I'm gonna always bring them up. He was voted by his teammates. Those 5. It was a real vote.
Yeah.
Okay, it was a real vote.
Seriously.
It was a real thing, and Revo was the standard on Friday night.
He was the standard, man. He was excellent. I thought she just looked like, Revo is that. Yeah, he is, man. Is that dude? I agree, Roy. Revo is that dude. I think if I'm him, I mean, I don't know how you can't. Like, he has to be seeing games, or he has to see defensive set plays on Sundays, man. For real. Like what I saw, I don't know. He should be out there. Like he should definitely be up there.
He did get a bogus call on him though. He got a bogus.
That was bogus. That was a weak call. Paul said, Kenny, it seems like the players who named plays in practice made them on the game.
What's interesting. Here's what's interesting to that point. Johnny Newton was one that I felt like I hadn't really seen much of.
A lot. Yeah.
Right? And I think
that's what you said though. Yeah, you said that.
Gosh, it wasn't last week because we were in New England last week. So the week before, toward the end of the week, I said, "Ooh, here we go. Johnny's trending up with me. Johnny is trending up with me. Let's go. All right, here we go." And that day in particular was the day we were talking to the coordinators, and Coach Witt mentioned about Johnny.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, Let's see what he does in joint practices. Let's see what he does in this game. Of course, he didn't do as much. It was a little bit. I'm not. That's incorrect for me to say that. He did. He was one of those players that played some in joint practice and some in the game. So it was kind of like half and half.
Yeah.
Right. And he definitely was on to come up in joint practice for sure.
Gotcha.
With the second team, but for sure, I saw it in the game. I said I knew what I was seeing. And some of the other players, I was hoping, but it's not.
It didn't work out. I feel you. How did Luke look at him in joint practice?
You know what's interesting? I mean, I'm not.
I'm terrible. Don't listen to me.
I didn't know what I wanted. I was trying to. It's like I'm coming up with all these examples and references, and y'all are gonna be like, okay, Candy is talking too much about what her life is like. But seriously, I have to give examples that resonate. It's like when somebody asks you what you want, it's like you're hungry. Like, says, what do you want to eat? And you're like, I don't know. Right? And so this one is, it's like, what do I want Frankie to do today? It was like last year, I knew he was a maniac. And so I just knew. Remember, I was like, yo, wait till y'all see number 4. This dude is gonna take. Yeah. And it was just like, and I just like everybody is like easing into their madness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I'm like, I'm gonna give him a easing into his madness.
Okay.
Card. He's gonna ease into his madness.
So Luke is gonna ease into his madness.
I was, and it was interesting. There's a couple weeks ago, I was like, oh my gosh, why is he doing all this? Calm down.
Okay.
And now I'm like, well, I'm here with y'all, with everybody else. I'm here to take notes on the crazy people. And
Luke, it's crazy. Oh wow, okay. Luke got some. Okay, that's good.
Not Luke or Luvu. Oh, Luke.
I said Luke. I was talking about Luke. I said Luke.
Oh,
Luke.
I thought you were talking about Frankie.
Oh, I know. No, I know who Frankie is. I said how did Luke look in joint? I meant Luke. I'm sorry.
I mean, he did catch a touchdown. He did catch a touchdown. He did catch a touchdown.
It's your facial expression. You was like, Luke.
He called a touchdown pass.
He did? Okay. He called a touchdown. All right, that's what's up. He called a touchdown.
Somebody did ask about Noah Igbenogany.
No, yeah, he played a lot.
Yeah, he balled out.
He did. Paul said it was interesting that he played a lot though. Like, is he on? It's like just like how we looked at Jamin playing. I mean, a lot.
Hey, who gonna have that 5th, 6th spot?
Got you. So is he on the bubble? Do you think Noah's on the bubble because he played so long?
Yeah, but I think he's making a huge case for making a team. I mean, he's having a very good camp.
I believe
he played very well on Friday. I'm glad he came up. For some reason, I keep forgetting his name, and I have his name.
He balled though.
I'll tell y'all everybody that's names are in my notes. I'm just gonna tell you all. Special teams is circled. Michael Gallup. I'm just gonna tell y'all names. I'm not gonna tell you what I wrote. Tyler Owens' name is on here. His name is on here twice, actually.
Oh, yeah, I can see. I know. I can.
I got Jeremy Reeves on here, and I got Revo on here. I definitely got Noah Igbenogany. I have some about Cleveland here as well. I have some about Trent Scott, Trey Amos, and I have Johnny Newton circled.
You got something about Farrell? You got something on Farrell?
It was at one point, I think, early in the game where Johnny might have kind of missed the tackle. He was right there, but I think and then Cleveland came up and clobbered him.
Covered it up for him.
He covered
I got it. Yeah.
But that was like it.
That was it. Yeah. Okay. He says no.
Sorry. I mean, I thought you talking about Frankie. That was much better conversation.
No. Frankie, I have nothing bad to say about Frankie ever.
Never.
Never. Like he's crazy. Like, when you said crazy, I was like, that's not Luke crazy.
No, I thought you said Luvu.
Luvu definitely crazy. Luvu, he plays with a different intensity.
Maybe I was hoping that
he's Samoan, so they play with a whole different type of energy. Samoans are totally they wild. Samoans are wild. I ain't gonna hold you. I think he said Todd said I think Noah is ahead of Jones right now. No, actually
he didn't play. Jonathan didn't play.
Yeah, I think Jones
he's locked in.
I think he's locked in.
So that's why I'm saying, like, this is now we talking 5th and 6th.
Yeah,
we talking
5th and 6th. I agree.
If you ever wanted to try to fill out your 53, then you could go ahead and use your clues on the.
I agree with you. I think he definitely. I mean, he did, like, to your point though. He did play well. He's gonna make it. Looking at Friday. He's been good in camp too. Noah.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, then he's making like because he looked good.
He was, yeah.
Because he looked good. I ain't gonna lie, he looked good on Friday too. He looked good on Friday too. So that's what's up. All right, well, Candi, man, this has been dope. Always dope having you on. Before we end this show and this stream, make sure you plug all the great work that Bowie TV's doing. Plug all the great work you're doing. I mean, you guys are killing it with the Commanders and Ravens stuff. You know, I mean, your camera work is impeccable. So shout out to Darrell and company. Obviously the on-air talent, you and Karita, everybody on Bowie TV, y'all are just dope. So just continue to just plug everything. Plug what you got, plug.
Yeah, make sure you all are logged in on the Bowie TV YouTube. We do a lot of sports, yes, and because of the sports cycle, we post a lot of sports. We share a lot of the content. We share them in shows, right? They go on TV. Comcast, if you're in the Prince George's County and area and beyond, it's channels 190 and 1097 on Comcast. And primarily the sports spotlight shows come on the weekends, at 10. So, but you can still lock in on that channel. That's where you can find us. And the YouTube for more real time. Instagram, definitely follow us at Bowie TV Sports, X, Bowie TV Sports, Facebook, Bowie TV. Make sure you're locked in on everything because you won't miss anything if you are subscribed and following all of those pages. And if you want to follow me for my updates, my individual updates, the best place, you can follow me on Facebook at Candi Waller and then on X at CWall SE. You can go to my Instagram too, CEO CWall. But in terms of like practice updates, like more real time, my Facebook and X.
That's what's up, man. You give people access to your Facebook. That's what's up, man. That's cool.
Now I do.
Now you do. That's what's up. I don't.
Now I do.
But look, my IG is open though. It's open for business for everybody. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. My IG, because I'm just a wild boy, man.
On lock for a long time.
My IG. I don't be caring, but I don't be caring what I say on IG. Facebook, I'd be like, all right, not everybody can be in my like Facebook realm. But IG though, I'm there for y'all. Y'all see me on X, ain't on X too. I'm about the same too, so don't even matter. All right, so I appreciate Candi for being on. She's always dope. Y'all know, you know what I'm saying. One of the best reporters out here. Period. You know what I'm saying. And especially, she gives you the real, and she talks to these players with respect, and if players respect her, well, I think that's what's the dope thing about it. Because a lot of these folks are snakes. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna say it. I want to say it. That's just how I am. So, but anyway, y'all seeing one of the real ones out there in the field. So make sure y'all give her the love, give her the follows, pay attention to all her content because her content is dope. So make sure y'all do that, and also make sure y'all like this video on all the platforms in terms of Bowie TV and also the Urban Sports Scene. Like it does great for the YouTube algorithm. So make sure you like right now, and also if you're watching it on Facebook, like it there as well. It's just great for the algorithm. It helps, those algorithms say, you know what, pops up so people can watch those videos. But anyway, appreciate y'all for pulling up. You guys are dope. You've been listening to the Urban Sports Scene by Ages Yeti Deuces. We are out. Peace.